Welcome, my name's Dr. Warwick Bishop. I'm a cardiologist, I'm an author and a keynote speaker. I'm CEO of the Healthy Heart Network. I'm all about trying to help people live as well as possible for as long as possible. Heart disease is huge in Australia. Every 20 minutes someone suffers a heart attack. Most of these could probably have been avoided if only we knew what to do. This podcast is all about helping you understand blood pressure, weight, cholesterol for better health. If you enjoy this podcast, I would be honoured for a 5-star review. You can share it with your family and friends. It may well save someone you love. Hi, my name's Dr. Warwick Bishop. Welcome to my podcast and videocast station. And today I've got part 2 with Lorene Bevart. If you've listened to part 1, you'll know she's a mum, a world champion in karate, an ex-gladiator and a fitness trainer to the stars. Lorene, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me back on.
Look, for anyone who's missed the first podcast or video, I suggest you go back and have a listen because Lorene has an amazing story. It really has some twists and turns and some interesting stuff. And with Gladiators back on the screen, it's an amazing sort of look back to the opportunity she had as a university student to step up and really be on the national stage. So have a listen to that. But where we are for this second podcast, I really want to talk about where you're heading at the moment, Lorene. And I get the sense that you've had a pivot in the last couple of years. Share with us the background to that and some of the steps that you've taken to be where you are right now.
Oh, so now I help people thrive. So basically, if we go back a little bit, I trained Russell Crowe and I was traveling the world and I came back, got married, had 2 beautiful girls, and then life threw me a curveball. Now I'm a single mum, which I wasn't prepared for emotionally and financially. And when you have kids, there are lots of changes to the body, hormonal swings. I'm sure I had postnatal depression. I didn't know that then, but looking back, I wasn't feeling good about myself. I was putting weight on. I was living from paycheck to paycheck. And I thought, oh my God, I can't live like this. I was failing as a mum. I wasn't being a good role model. And that's just not my DNA. I'm a high achiever, but I also knew that no one was going to come and save me. For things to change, it was up to me. So I found a solution where I could work from home in pockets of time around my kids, and a system that I was following people that who'd already was earning good money, that the steps were there, low startup costs, and that was all around the chemistry or the science of redox signaling molecules. So what the heck is that? So you probably know more about it than I do, and I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. I am passionate about health and wellness, and I love helping people with their health. And in my time as gladiator, as a personal trainer, and as a karate athlete, I have used so many supplements for recovery, and I'm a big fan of supplements because I just don't think you get the nutrients and the tools from the food and everything that we have today. And one of the main reasons is that the pollutions and toxins that we're exposed to, we're exposed to in 15 minutes, whereas my parents were exposed to in a lifetime. We get it in a lot quicker time, right?
Yep.
So that's why I see a lot more issues now, why people get brain fog, why they're tired and all that sort of thing. And it all comes down to inflammation, and inflammation is the cause of so many chronic diseases, which is related to the health of your cells. Healthy cells, healthy you. So we are made up of abundance of cells, and there are these tiny nano-sized molecules inside them that keep them healthy, called redox signaling molecules. Do you want me to keep talking here, or do you want to ask a question? Keep going.
Look, I think I'd love you to keep talking. My understanding is the redox molecules help in electron transfer within mitochondria, and mitochondria are the small energy cells within our own cells, so they're almost the engine house. And so anything we can do to help our mitochondria gives the cell fuel for repair, for restoration, for whatever it needs to do, its normal functions. So I think it's a fantastic, interesting area. I'd love you to keep talking to it because I think we are going to see
we're going to see more and more understanding of the redox pathways with time, and I think it's a great thing for the listeners to have some information about it. So please.
Yeah. So we have trillions of cells and we have trillions of these nano-sized molecules inside the cells. And as you said, they detect damaged cells, they repair damaged cells, and they replace damaged cells. Because your cells are talking and signaling to all the different systems in the body. So, your immune system, inflammation system or inflammatory response, your gut, your skin, everything. But why do we need to top up with these redox signaling molecules? So when we're a healthy child, we have an abundance of them. And that's why a child, you can tell their skin's amazing, their energy's amazing. And if they graze their skin, they're going to heal a lot quicker than I am or yourself, okay? But as we age, we lose 10% of these nano-sized molecules every decade. By the time we come to 50, 60, you have half of what you had as a child. So you start to see and feel the signs of aging. Become a bit more lethargic, your memory, your eyesight, grey hair, your skin, and everything like that. And in some cases, there's more inflammation within the body. And like I said before, inflammation is a cause of so many diseases. So if that damaged cell doesn't get detected or repaired, it starts to rot. It doesn't signal. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So a really good analogy of this is most of us have the latest iPhone. I'm going to talk iPhone. For those who have Samsung, I still don't understand why you have a Samsung. But anyway, we talk iPhone. So iPhone 14, 15, right?
I'm with you on that, by the way.
Okay. If I took that iPhone from you and gave you an iPhone 3, how frustrated would you be? You can't do download, send messages, text, and it'll take forever to send a video or anything like, because it just doesn't have the hardware, the signal capacity of what a new phone does. And that's what happens to us when we start to age. Your mind sometimes wants to do all these things, but your body's aches and pains, discomfort, you've got gut issues, you've got hair, you've got skin issues and things like that. But now there's a company that have replicated these redox molecules in a bioreplenishment. And why it's so unique and why it's so powerful. It's not a herb, plant, organic or synthetic. It's identical to what's in our cells, that we can top up our levels of redox molecules. So it amplifies our body to do what it's designed to do, to signal, to heal. And we are just seeing so many incredible transformations because we're giving our body the tools that it needs to repair itself. So that's what I love doing now. So I work mainly with women. I work with a lot of guys too. And so many women around my age, they're late 30s. I wish I was late 30s, but late 30s, 40s, 50s, perimenopause, hormonal swings, are putting on weight, and they're trying to go to the gym and work hard and not eating well. So these are the things that I cover. Is that, first of all, hydration. So many people are chronically dehydrated. I talk about that. Not enough protein. That's another thing. Sleep, resistance training, or getting your steps in is really important. And then you need a supplement. I like to do it, obviously, with redox because it just accelerates the whole process. And yet it still amazes me how many people won't implement any of those simple steps. They'll drink alcohol. They'll drink all the junk food. They'll wonder why they've got cravings. They wonder why they always feel hungry. And they can't work out why they're putting weight on. Their metabolism, everything is sluggish. So a really good example of this is like having a dirty washing machine or a dirty dishwasher. You've got to clean that out for your system to work properly. And what does that is those things I mentioned, but also the supplement of a cell signaling, redox signaling molecules.
So the redox molecules that you're talking about, they're a supplement that you're sharing or able to provide people information about, or even supply them if need be. Where would people get those from, by the way, Lorraine?
That's a really good question. Probably contact me on my website, or if we can provide an email, that would be really good. They can reach out to me and I'm definitely can send them some information. They could read through it because it is an education. It is a new field. It's only been around since 2010. So the years before, the buzzword was antioxidants. Well, redox will be the future. So if you haven't heard about it yet, you will. There's books on it now. There's conferences on it now. There's lots of universities doing studies on it now because of the power of what it's doing. So it's exciting.
So,
It's good for athletes too, by the way. If you're
yeah,
looking for 8% edge, this is it.
okay. So when we're talking about supplements, and to a large degree, I agree with you, as we get older, I think it makes sense for us to look to things that can improve our health span. And to a large degree, once we start to accept that the biological blueprint that we live with was
Yeah.
designed 3 to 4 million years ago and really only designed for us to last about 20, 25 years tops. Once you start to accept that, then when you're at my age, you realize you're way past your use by date. What can possibly support your journey or help you get the very most out of that old DNA platform that you're actually using? So I'm very open to trying to think around ways that we can supplement to maximize our health span. So having said that, I take a few supplements, but I'm curious to know what you recommend. You've obviously got some Redox supplements. Talk a little bit about those, but what do you take those with, Lorraine? Is there anything, what would be your regime for looking
So
at?
my range, so the Redox comes in a liquid form. So it's like the size of a shot glass. So I take a couple in the morning and I take maybe one at lunchtime and a couple in the evening or early afternoon. And then there's a Redox gel. So our biggest organ is our skin. So I put that on everywhere to look after my wrinkles, blemishes, and so forth.
You do
And
look fabulous today, I have to say.
awesome, right? And it's also not just for that. It's also like for sunburn and insect bites and discomfort in joints and inflammation in the muscles and things like that. So it helps with lots of different things. And it's safe for newborns all the way to the elderly. It's non-toxic. And this is a really good point to think about as well. So on the outside, you can see changes in your skin, right? And go, oh my gosh, I've got to get that checked out, or that doesn't look good. So you can do something about it. But I can't put a camera on the inside. So exactly the same is happening inside. My skin's wrinkling, my organs are wrinkling, they're getting older, blemishes, maybe they're rotting, all those things. And can I just say, may I never know what I'm preventing by taking the Redox on a daily basis, right? So obviously I eat pretty well. I love my chocolate still. And then obviously I take other supplements, like I take a biome for my gut, omega-3, and then obviously just a multi-cardiovascular mineral supplement as well. So that for me is enough. There are plenty other, or sometimes I take a Tresol B as well, which is quite powerful. And then good clean water. I'm big on hydration, but I actually put hydrolytes in it as well, because I think it's important that the minerals and so forth are put back into your body, especially in the warmer weather, being an athlete, make sure it gets absorbed. So that's me in a nutshell. And protein. Protein is king. Can I just say that? No way do people have enough of that. It does so many things for you. And there are so many sources of protein. It doesn't have to be meat. There are plenty of plant-based ones. And obviously there's great other protein powders and things like that you can also use. So that's me in a nutshell.
How do you tend to satisfy your protein needs, Lorraine?
So, and I always have a minimum of about 140 grams of protein a day. So every meal snack I have, there's some form of protein in it. So within the morning, it's the yogurts these days are incredible, right?
Yep.
Yogurt Pro, there's Chobani Greek yogurt, and they'll just put frozen raspberries in it, the chocolate peanut butter that you can get, yum. And like chia seeds pudding, you put the chia seeds in, a little bit of almond milk, oat milk, or no milk, a scoop of protein powder, frozen berries, eggs is amazing. I have protein bars. I don't have them a lot. I try and get my protein from real food most of the time. That makes sense. Obviously, your lean steak, fish, and so forth. So every meal has some protein in it. And the palm of your hand is a great indication. That's about 20 grams of protein. So if you can have about 15 to 20 grams of protein with each snack or each meal, you're doing really, really well, better than most people do. And that's why people get so hungry all the time. That's why they don't feel full. That's why they have these sugar cravings, because there isn't enough of that dense food to keep you feel amazing.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think there's no question that protein is great for satiety, but the one of the real problems I see is when people don't have enough protein, and the consequence is that they have too much carbohydrate or relatively simple sugar,
Yeah.
because if you have a meal, it can only be fat, protein, or carbohydrate. So if you're not having much protein and not much fat, it's got to be carbohydrate left. That carbohydrate gets absorbed, the sugar levels in the body go up, the body's insulin response kicks in, that insulin drives the sugar level down, and that's what the brain's registering. The brain's thinking about food, which is its glucose. When the sugar level drops, that kicks in with those cravings as well. So you're exactly
Yeah.
right. If we can smooth those out, it's a huge positive for people's eating patterns, no question. Look, you've obviously been in this space of helping people with lifestyle choices, with supplementation. Have you had any stories, any particular clients or people you've worked with who have a story you'd like to share?
Oh, look, there are many. There are many. Like some of them are just mind-boggling, right? And there's a lady, her name is Danielle, and she got hit and run by a drunk driver and had huge brain damage. Um, and the doctors said, look, there's only so much we can do. This is your new life now. So a lot of memory loss, lots of brain fog and like aches and discomfort. And someone introduced her to the redox, and she is a new woman, a new lady, just transformed, and I've got to be compliant. I've got to be careful what I say here, but look, there's a lot of people who have gut issues of that, and a lot of your health problems are related to your gut. So there's been a couple of people that I've dealt with very, very recently that would only go to the bathroom or the toilet every 4 to 5 days. I can't even imagine that. And then just starting the redox, it is basically they are going all the time because what it's doing, it's cleaning it out, cleaning that dirty dishwasher. And they can't believe how much improved their energy is in less than just a week, if that makes sense. So all of a sudden the system is signaling how it should. There are like, out of all those diseases that inflammation causes, if you can get on top of the inflammation and reduce the inflammation and give your body is an incredible tool. The immune system is amazing, but if we don't give it what it needs, how can it do what it's designed to do? And if this is the most foundational thing that you can take for your health, and then you got your nutrition and your hydration and your sleep, that's all laid on top of that, it's incredible what you will start to feel and start to see the changes. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. So let's take me, for example. I'm 58, I'm nearly 60. Let's say there's 60 years of damage, right? And I haven't started redox. Oxidative stress, pollution, stress, hormones, everything like that. You've got to give it time to work. It's not a drug, right? It just empowers my body to do what it's designed to do. So I always say to people, you got to use it for a minimum of 3 months, but ideally it's a month for every age you are. But people notice changes very quickly, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Things, sleep, energy, brain fog, and the digestive system's working really, really well. Hormones start to obviously modulate, not having these huge swings. You'll never get rid of the perimenopause and the menopause. That's just part of life, but it definitely can stabilize it. Kept me away from HRT and other things. I don't want to go on that. All right. So there's so many things that's beneficial. And it's exciting because I just love the hundreds and hundreds of stories of every day. And not only that, it's also helped me financially. I was a single mum on Centrelink in about $70,000 in debt. What was I going to do? Was I going to go back to corporate world or go back to personal training? So when the kids were sick, I didn't get paid. If my clients were away, I didn't get paid. What sort of future does that provide? So here's a system where you don't have to have an education. Well, I did have one. You don't need education. You just need a willing, a why. There's a system to follow. You get a website. There's no stock, no rent. And you can start up a business from as low as $200. Like, to me, that's a game changer, right? And the opportunity is huge. As long as you follow the system, do the work, be coachable, be willing and listen, it can change your life. And it's changed my life. It's changed many other people's lives on so many different levels. And I love this sort of business model because to me, it's about personal development. It's about the best person I can be and how many people can I help? Because for me now, that's what it means the most, right? Daily meeting people. Well, I found the solution, educate people, and what they choose to do with that, that's totally up to them. But at least I've told them, and I'm sure you come across it too. You have the amazing tools about preventing heart disease and heart attacks. You'll educate people on it, yet, but they still choose not to. Do you just like, what? Okay.
Drives you nuts. Drives you nuts. Yeah.
That's okay. I've the thing that I've done, I've educated about it. I've given you the solution. The science is there. The proof is there. Some people just don't want to move. Then there's the other spectrum where people just, they'll write you a heart-written note or they'll be in tears and just, Lorraine, thank you. You have saved my life. Like, you have changed my life.
Well,
that is what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. We share a similar passion, and that is making a difference in people's lives. It's huge, actually. So good on you. I feel that. And I think you feel it deep. I do, because I just know so many people are struggling. Yeah.
More so since 2020. There's a lot of stress on people living from paycheck to paycheck, and stress is a cause of so many health issues.
No question.
So if I can help people, not just with the redox, but hey, let's go and walk 5,000 steps. What are you drinking? How are you sleeping? Let's just try and feel a little bit better. And some people just need guidance with that.
Look, an absolute pleasure sharing with you, Lorraine. Time has probably run away from us. I think we could talk for another hour or two on these sort of things and share stories for the rest of the day, really. Just in summary, obviously we've talked a bit about these redox molecules. Just a reminder of how people might be able to follow through on that and get some more information from you. How would they do that?
So just if they can reach out to, probably my email is my name, so Lorraine Bavart, Lorraine@lorrainebavart.com. I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on all the socials. You can reach out to me, and maybe your description, you could just put a couple of the details where they could reach out to me.
Look, an absolute pleasure sharing today. For those listening, I hope you got as much out of it as I did. Thank you so much. For those listening still, really appreciate you tuning in and listening to the end. If you've got any queries or questions, drop us a note. But for now, I'm going to wish you the very best. Hope you live as well as possible, for as long as possible. Take care, and bye for now.
Did you know that coronary artery disease kills 1 in 4 people? So most of us are likely to carry some risk or know someone who does. If you're interested in finding out more about how to evaluate that risk, check out www.virtualheartcheck.com.au. It'll give you information about risk and what else can be done to be even more precise.